What's up, my people? Welcome back to another prelude, I guess, to TS and DC. I am one of the hosts of Talking Shit and Drinking Coffee. It's Walt P. You gotta excuse me, I'm currently moving around right now, so you guys bear with me with the shaking of the screen and all that right there. I see a couple of guys that, when they be moving around, they record, so I didn't see a problem with it. Plus, it's been like 2 days since I gave you guys an update or, talked to you about things that's going on. Shout out to my co-host, Kales. Shout out to Bone. Shout out to Dino Brown, my producers. And shout out to you guys, my fans and supporters of the show and my music. The whole nine, you guys are the real winners. So, last couple of days, I've really just been diving into immersing into content, things that's really going on. Trying to get a gist of the whole Kmame Brown and Charlemagne the God situation, which, to my understanding, it's really some pettiness going on. And I'm going to say on both parts. Let's be honest. I'm going to say on both parts because, my philosophy has always been, somebody coming at me verbally, saying some off-the-wall stuff, then, it's up to me whether I'm going to get this energy, I'm going to give you power to, even keep going. So, now what Charlemagne did say, what he said was absolutely ridiculous. You don't call a person's family out, and you don't know who knows this. You don't know, if this is a secret, this is something, the family's trying to bury. So, yeah, I agree with Kmame Brown on getting upset about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't, however, agree with, the level of pettiness that he's displayed. And I know some of you guys, you're going to disagree with that. You're going to be like, well, you don't say that. Well, I'm going to tell you something, man. This is how I know most of these guys out here that, get in these sparring matches, most of them were raised by women. I'm going to tell you why I make that statement. Those of us who were raised by men and had the example of men growing up, man, we tend not to argue. Men, we don't do that. We're not emotional to the point where you can say something and it set me off. That ain't our style. I know, at least for me and my brother, we're not finna argue with you. We ain't finna tongue wrestle with you, getting a tongue wrestling match, which we ain't finna do all that. You know what I'm saying? Either we gonna go to blows, or we gonna, get into some gangster stuff, you know what I'm saying, shoot it out, or we're gonna leave it alone. Now, me personally, I try to be a diplomatic person, meaning that, hey, if we can come to a solution where blood doesn't have to be spilled, me, I'm with that any day. Because I'm gonna tell you, when you had to go to a certain level, you know had to get into it with somebody, you had to get down for real, you tend to avoid situations to where you got to go there again, because it absolutely sucks. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know a lot of guys, with the cowboy mentality, with the, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, ain't never really had to get down for real. You know what I'm saying? And then when you do get down, now you sitting in a jail cell, wondering why you just didn't, rethink it, before you made that move. But like I said, men who were raised by men and had that example growing up, we tend not to get into verbal altercations with people. You know what I'm saying? Especially with another man. It's just not in us, you know. Now, most of these guys, I know in this situation, both of these guys were raised by women. They were raised by their mothers. I know for sure Kmame Brown, I think Charlemagne, but that would explain a lot. But you know what I'm saying? And I say that because when you're raised by a woman, you tend to take on those feminine traits of, you know, arguing with people and you know, getting into verbal altercations with people, you know, just saying all kind of crazy stuff. Think about it. I want you guys to think about it. Think about your woman, right? When your woman get mad, and now physically she can't do nothing to you. She can't whoop you physically. So she's not a physically intimidating person or a physically intimidating presence. So what does a woman do as far as a weapon? They gonna hurl insults at you. They gonna try to berate you. You know what I'm saying? They're angry, they're emotional. So they gonna pull whatever out their bag that they can to try to get you angry. Because they want you to feel hurt like however they were hurt. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna project. So when I see these guys on the internet going back and forth with each other, talking crazy, you know, just basically saying whatever they can to get to the other person, whoever their opposition is. I say to myself, man, that cat was raised by a woman, and if he getting it back, I say, yeah, both these cats was raised by women, and you could tell. I ain't saying there's something wrong with that, you know. If you ain't got no choice, you know, some people, you ain't got no choice who you was raised by. You don't get to choose that. You know, it's unfortunate that, you know, in the black community, in my community, that 70% of the households are ran by predominantly women. You know, it's a sad fact that goes on in my community. You know, what can we do about it? I don't know. If I knew that solution, I would say it. You know, this is what needs to be done to cut down or to raise the percentage of, you know, instead of 30% of our community having a fully functional family dynamic, meaning there's a man, there's a woman, a husband and a wife, and then there's the kids. You know, I don't know what we can do to raise those numbers, but I do know 70% of the black community is a single household, a single woman ran household, and that's sad, man. It's very sad. Very sad. You know, because a lot of these guys, man, we talking about, the reason why it's so important, it's the future we talking about, man. This is our future we talking about. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. When you raised by a woman, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna repeat the process. You know what I'm saying? A man don't know how to be a man to the point where he gonna hold it down and stay there to look after his family. It's a sad fact. Now there are some exceptions. There are many exceptions, actually, but in the words of Tupac Shakur, you know, and if we don't, we have a race of babies that'll make the babies and hate the ladies. You know what I'm saying? It turns into resentment toward the female species because, you know, you was raised by a female and you had to see what you had to see. You know, now there's some phenomenal women out there that, you know, did their thing and are doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm dating one of those women that are doing her thing, you know, on a single level. You know, she's raising all women though. She's raising girls. You know, and it's hard enough. You know what I'm saying? But she's doing a phenomenal job. You know, shout out to my little boo boo. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say her name on her yet. You know, but shout out to her. She does her thing. You know. A lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff going on around the way in the world, locally and elsewhere, man. And you know, we really got to be careful as far as, you know, what we showing the kids, man. We really got to be careful. You know, grown folks, man. One thing I keep noticing, man, we keep just doing things and we're not really paying attention to who's looking at us. We just doing stuff, and then we'll make the statement, well, these kids, you know, they don't want to listen, they don't want nothing, they don't want to do nothing. Well, let me tell you something, man. Kids are like sponges, literally. They're like sponges, man. They absorb information, patterns, movement. You know, how you move around, how you do things. You know, kids. That's how they learn how to be. That's how they learn how to do stuff, by looking at us, the adults. And so, if you got an adult that ain't doing what they got to do, you know, they ain't being responsible. Just, you know, just be doing anything, you know, cussing people loud, always fighting people, you know, always talking about shooting people, doing this, you know, let them cuss, laughing at them when they cussing, you know what I'm saying, rap songs and stuff like that. When I see stuff like that, man, I'm deeply disturbed. Now, I'm going to tell you something about me, man. Because I was raised right, when I see wrong, I can't help but to call it out. I call it out in a heartbeat, and I'll make sure that I let that child or whoever know that, hey, what you just did was wrong. You know, tighten up. You know, I don't care who your mama is, I don't care who your daddy is, you know, because when I was growing up, you know, it was on the adults. And if they're around the way, any adult can check you, and you better not say nothing back either. You better not say nothing back. You know, when I was coming up. You know, now, you know, it's some other stuff going on. So, you know, we gotta do better, people. We got to do better. Real talk, man. Well, that's all I got for you today. You know, about 14, 15 minutes of me talking and, you know, giving y'all, you know, my thoughts and opinions on you know, subject matter, this Kmame Brown, this Charlemagne thing. I promise, you know, as time goes by and the videos get more, and definitely, you know, those of you that are familiar with the show, you know that, you know, I offer more content than, you know, just sitting there just talking about stuff. So, but I think it's important that we, you know, we give our opinions. You don't know who could benefit from it. You don't know who could be listening and be like, oh, okay, dang, that's useful information right there. So, again, you guys be looking out for Talking Shit and Drinking Coffee coming back. In the meantime, make sure you guys like and subscribe, you know, share, share these videos, man, or comment, you know what I'm saying, the whole nine, man. I like interacting with the people. You know, it's one of the pleasures you get from doing stuff like this. Um, hey, y'all be wonderful, y'all be blessed, and try your best not to get in no mess. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it.